Hey, how's it going and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about really annoying problems almost every artist has had to deal with on Instagram. The first and foremost problem is the annoying Instagram algorithm. For some reason, it just feels like the algorithm hates artists, especially beginner artists with really small accounts. No matter what you do, it just turns a blind eye towards you and your art and literally pretends as if you don't even exist at all. Instagram has slowly become probably one of the worst apps for artists, especially for new artists just trying to share their work or grow a social media following, and even for artists just trying to use it as a small private portfolio. A couple of years ago, Instagram was a very healthy platform and felt much more like a community. Everyone just supported each other without any bias or reserved judgment, and art was easily seen and shared and promoted across the platform without having to struggle with tiny little robots behind your phone screen. Artists like Loish, Max Greg, Ross Draws, and Sakimi Chan were some of the popular artists that blew up during these early stages of Instagram, when the algorithm was rather kind to artists and hashtags actually worked. Now hashtags are pretty much useless and you're probably even better off not using them, but I still prefer to use them because why not? Now it's so difficult to get your art seen if you have a new account, even after posting 100 good drawings. That is, if you have up to 100 good drawings. Be honest with yourselves. The algorithm literally doesn't care about small accounts or small art accounts, and at this point there's a higher probability for you to succeed starting an OnlyFans account faster than you shall succeed starting an art account, especially when you don't have any other online community to drive traffic from. Instagram all of a sudden decided to come up with multiple features that are as useful as an elephant in a minefield. Now we have Instagram TV, which is basically a Walmart version of YouTube, and it's probably the most useless feature on Instagram that almost no one even uses. Instagram stories, which completely destroyed Snapchat when that came out. Carousels, I'm not so sure it's an entirely new feature, but it wasn't present when Instagram started, and it's probably one of the few actually useful ones, since it allows you to upload multiple images at once. And for artists, a pretty sweet way for you to use it is to show the steps of your entire art process so people can just follow along if that's something they want to try out. And then finally, Instagram Reels, which is basically just videos that were re-uploaded from TikTok. Every time they make an update and add new features, they immediately want you to start using the new features that were added instead of all the other old features that actually made Instagram what it was, which just automatically puts artists in a difficult situation. If you're already just making art and are not familiar with how to make or edit videos, how do you start making videos of your art to appease the algorithm that only rewards videos? Now, making art is already hard, especially for beginners, and now you have to couple that with making videos before the platform even decides to reward you for all the efforts you're putting in. If you post only drawings and don't mix up your posts by using all the new features that have been added in Instagram, the algorithm makes it its personal job to punish you and limit the reach on all of your new posts. And now that hashtags don't even work as they used to, you won't get as much traction on your posts when using hashtags like you did before, unless you already have some followers that engage with your image when you post it, which then signals to Instagram that, hey, look here, this is a good post. See, it's getting tons of likes and engagement. Look at all these comments. This is great. It's also a drawing of a cute Pinterest girl, which is great, so we can just match it with all the other cute Pinterest girl photos that we show all the time on the explore page. Instagram was literally made for just posting pictures, and honestly I think it should have just remained that way instead of just bombarding it with different features and forcefully trying to make it another app. It's bad enough that you have to only drop pictures of cute girls from Pinterest before you can get any relevant engagement on your posts, since people mostly just scroll past images that are not cute girls and find them a bit boring and unexciting. But I kind of understand the premise. I mean, what does a big chunk of rock with a couple of blades of grass have against a cute girl smiling and taking a selfie? For some reason, people on Instagram, which might not be the artist creating the images necessarily, but the audience itself, are attracted to drawings of pretty girls that fit the Pinterest aesthetic. I don't know why this is a trend, and maybe I shouldn't even bother trying to find the actual reason and just change my entire Instagram portfolio to only cute girls. Guess that's what's going to make my Instagram account blow up. Now, the next annoying issue we're going to talk about is probably the most common one out of all of them. This happens to me and almost every other artist I know of. yourself. Whenever you post an image on Instagram, it could be a drawing or painting or even just a random selfie or whatever. Within a couple of minutes after you start getting comments, you notice these weird accounts that leave comments like this, telling you to promote your work on some random accounts or DM it to some other accounts. And for some innocent artists who have no idea what this is, don't ever send your work to any of these accounts at all. These are literally scam accounts and are used to lure people to their page thinking it's a promotion, then scam them of their money without actually promoting their work to anyone. Even if they promote your work, they're just showing it to an entire audience made of completely bots. If you go to any one of these so-called art accounts that promote art, they always have a large following to make you think they're actually real accounts. And they always have things like DM to be featured or DM for promotion on their bio. And sometimes they even highlight some other artists' works in their highlights, which really looks convincing and makes you believe you're going to really gain a lot from this promotion. If you then decide to send them an image to be featured on their page, they immediately slap you on the cheek with their prices and tell you have to pay to be featured on their page. I mean, didn't you just come to my account and leave a comment for me to send you a DM with my work and you're going to promote it? What even is this? I was just on my own, just minding my little business, just doing my little art there, and then next thing, whoa dude, promote it on my page, promote it. I can get you lots of likes, man, trust me. I can get you a lot of eyes on that drawing, man, trust me. Come on, bro. It's just that you just have to pay. You just have to pay a little for it. It's not too much, just a little bit. That's why it's a scam, you see. It's a scam. You see it. It's so annoying because they're literally everywhere on every post, and no matter how many of these fake accounts you block, they just keep on making new ones and keep spamming your page harder than before. And then this time you start to see more weird ones like, don't look at my story, I'm single, or some other ridiculous comment that has nothing to do with art.
We just need one. Whatever you do, please do not look at my story.
Oh,
bro, not here, man. If you want to see a private photo.
Oh my God, bro.
Now, there are actually good, decent art promotion pages that can actually promote your art to an audience, and they can help you grow your accounts. But if you're not really paying attention to their accounts, you can actually get scammed while doing this. So first thing you have to do to figure out if an account is real or not, to take a look at their amount of followers and then compare that to the amount of comments, views and likes they're getting on their posts. And the average percentage of engagement should be somewhere around 10%, I guess. If they have over 1 million followers on their page, they should at least be getting 100,000 views or something like that, and a decent amount of comments to back that up as well. But if they have a lot of followers on their page and little to no comments at all, then it's obviously a fake page and they probably bought their followers off of Fiverr or some other unreliable source. Paying them is literally just throwing money away, to be honest. Instead of you even doing that, I think it's just better we just help each other grow at this point. So if you're an artist or if you're just trying to grow your page, you can leave a comment down below with your Instagram account so everyone can see it and follow you, and then you can as well go ahead and follow all the other people that are leaving their own Instagram accounts in the comments. That way we're helping each other grow and creating a love-filled community of pretty penguins. The next and probably the most irritating of these art problems I have seen on Instagram are the art repost accounts that say DM for credits. And I'm guessing these kinds of accounts can be found on other social media platforms as well, and they're equally as irritating too. Doesn't it just seem weird taking an artist's work, clearly knowing who the artist is, but neglecting to give proper credit to the artist and just keep on posting their work over and over again, claiming all the recognition? Even after being called out and corrected by other artists and people that recognize the artist's work, these accounts don't bother to tag the artist or give them credit without tagging the artist so they know that you stole their work. Now, I don't have any problem with sharing other artists' work, and I believe it's a good way to help other artists grow, but leaving out important details like the artist's name or a valid link to their portfolio is just totally pointless. I think art reposters and the fake promotional scam accounts operates in the same way, and I don't even know which one I hate the most, but they do share the same space of highly irritating and annoying issues on Instagram for me. I've also noticed some people complaining of being shadow banned on Instagram, and though this may not be as common as other problems in this video, it's also a thing I've seen quite a number of artists deal with, especially artists who run not safe for work art accounts. Since Instagram has a very low tolerance for nudity and lewd drawings and can literally slap you on the back of your head like a Nigerian mother, posting lewd drawings and paintings on your Instagram account can lead you to getting shadow banned, especially when you're striked with the "this post violates community guidelines" multiple times. Next thing you know, your engagement just drops lower than my expectations for my art, and then your posts begin to reach half of the people that you normally reach, and other times it could just be from comments you must have left on other people's posts or messages that you may be trying to send that could just trigger the algorithm to put you in its bad book. When this keeps on happening, I guess it's probably better to just start a new Instagram account, because I really don't think there is any way to recover an account that has been shadow banned multiple times. A lot of people suggest logging out of your account and then logging back in after say 3 days or a week, which might work, but if your art is mostly lewd and not safe for work art, if the shadow ban gets lifted and you get back into posting the same kinds of drawing, you're probably just going to get shadow banned again. Instagram is just weird like that. Obviously, a better place for you to post that kind of content will be Twitter, or even just creating a Patreon for yourself, which will probably be much more lucrative for you. But if you prefer to keep on using Instagram, then I suggest you make your page private so people actually request to follow you and no one can just go out of their way to report your work. To be honest, Instagram and just social media in general can be exhausting, and if you get involved in it to the point where it becomes an addiction, it can and probably will take a toll on your mental health, which is why you should just take breaks from time to time and then use that time off the internet to focus on growth, or even just improving your skills, or just using that time to take care of yourself. I mean, when was the last time any of you had a good 10-hour sleep? Or maybe it's just me. And finally, the Unwanted Art Critics. These are the Instagram versions of nosy neighbors. Literally, these people don't understand the meaning of constructive criticism, but immediately you post an image they don't like or don't find appealing enough to their preference of art, they immediately bombard you with paragraphs of why your image is bad and how awful it is, and why you should give up drawing and switch to a more hands-on profession like being a mechanic or something. These are the kinds of people that don't pay attention to your work and don't even put into consideration that the person that posted the image might just be learning or trying their best to improve, but they just jump into conclusions and start correcting them as if they were the ones that gave them the skill in the first place. Constructive criticism is definitely good since it helps people figure out what they might be doing wrong and how they could go about improving on it, especially when it's from a place of honesty and good intentions, not out of spite and hatred or jealous or contempt. If you don't have anything to say about a person's work that could help them improve, there's no point spoiling their day with nonsense comments that were uncalled for. I think the best way to critique an artist's work is just by sending them a DM of all your thoughts and opinions of the drawing or painting. Just make sure to be calm and polite and nice in your message, as surprisingly, artists are human beings too, and they also have feelings and emotions, which some people actually find surprising. If an artist reads your DM and finds it passionate and helpful, I'm sure 9 times out of 10, they will respond to your message and thank you for the criticism. So always try to be nice, and maybe Loish and Samdoesarts will reply to you. And finally, on the list of Instagram annoying problems, we have the art commissioners that want good art but do not want to pay for it at all. I have seen this happen so many times on both Instagram and Twitter, where an art commissioner reaches out to an artist and requests for the artist to paint and draw their OC. But when the artist asks for compensation, the art commissioner just flares up and claims the artist's work isn't even worth it. What? A minute ago you were claiming the artist's work is the best thing you have seen on earth and can only be rivaled by Bob Ross and his afro. But now that the artist just asked for a small token to show that you value their work, you just turn a cold shoulder like you've been living in a fridge. Why? I don't understand why people think artists don't deserve to get paid for making art and they expect artists to just literally starve. It's as if they conveniently forget that artists also have bills to pay and other needs to fulfill, just like every other person. Sometimes art commissioners will see an artist's rate on their accounts and still make it their personal problem to message the artist and ask for free work. I just don't get it. I just don't get where the confidence comes from. I need that kind of confidence in my life. I mean, don't you want artists to eat? Or was food made without artists in mind? Make me understand this, please. If any artist wants to go out of their way to draw for you for free, that's just that artist, and I'm sure there's probably a reason for them doing so. Don't think that every other artist will do the same for you. And if an artist shows you their rates and you feel it's too high, the logical thing for you to do is to appreciate the artist's work, but explain to them that you understand the value of their work, but they are just slightly above your budget. And then you can go on your merry way and find an artist that suits your budget, instead of just insulting artists and making a fool of yourself on the internet. Well, those are just some of the problems I have noticed for a while now with art Instagram, and I'm sure some of you have noticed one or two of these. But if you have noticed all of them, I think it's time for you to move to another platform. Anyways, I'm glad you made it to the end of the video. If you enjoyed the video, please leave it a like, subscribe to my channel if you're new here, and if you want to support the channel or help an African prince, you can always buy me a coffee using the link in the description. With that being said, I will see you in the next video. Peace.